Peter Roberts here. Hey guys. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 best things you can do to get out of back pain. Before I get into this, I obviously just want to say that if you have any serious problem with your back, like degenerative discs or some other major medical issue, you definitely want to seek medical help. Some of the things I'm going to go through in this video can still definitely help, and I'm going to recommend some books and resources you can use to educate yourself and learn more at the end. But just keep that in mind that if you have something crazy going on, please don't just listen to me, go find someone who is an expert. The first thing we need to do is learn how to control our body and put it in the absolute best position so we minimize our risk of being in pain. What we need to master is something called the 2-hand rule. If you've seen some of my other videos, you may have seen me talk about it, but this is just a simple way to think about what it means to have good spine posture. We need our pelvis and our ribs to be lined up in parallel. If I am overextended and they're open up like an alligator mouth, that's no good. I'm out of neutral. And if they're flexed together like this, I'm also out of neutral. So the way that you can establish that good position is simply by clenching your bum, squeezing your butt cheeks really hard. If you poke your bum, it should be firm and not give into your finger. And by squeezing your abs like someone was going to whack you in the stomach. Now, if you're still not quite getting that, a great tip that works really well is to take a big breath in, then exhale all the way, push all the air out of your lungs like you are trying to blow up a huge balloon. At the end of that exhale, you're gonna feel your abs engage. And if you were a little opened up, that breath is gonna bring you back to normal. The way that you can easily understand the 2-hand rule without tape all over your clothes is to put one thumb right on your sternum, one thumb right on your pelvis to lock yourself into a strong position, boom, right here, and then to practice your different movements without feeling any change in position. Now, if you're having trouble with this or you're not sure if you're doing it right, find a coach that can help you because this is essential to having a healthy, happy back. So now that you can actually understand and get into this good position, the challenge then becomes, how can I maintain this position in as many movements as possible throughout my day? When you train with this 2-hand rule concept in mind, the beautiful thing is that every single exercise you do becomes a core strength exercise. Can I squat with this position? Can I deadlift with this position? Can I put my arms over my head? Can I push and pull and run and jump while basically maintaining this same shape? I'm not just training my arms or legs or whatever is technically being targeted in that movement. I'm training my ability to coordinate my core, to stay in a good position, and to strengthen that and build endurance. If you have back pain, this is going to be the absolute best, safest, most pain-free range that you can get in as far as your back position. And number 2, it's going to boost your performance and improve the function of all your key postural muscles. So if you go like this for me and you overextend, lift your chest up, stick your butt out as far as you can. Now, without changing this position, try to squeeze your bum and your abs. It's almost impossible because those muscles lose so much leverage in that position. But now, if I tighten back up, go ahead and squeeze your butt and your abs, and you should notice an immediate difference. So when you get into a better position, your function dramatically improves just like that. So the second thing is, once you understand how to orient your body in a good position, and you can do that in a variety of different movements, is we need to build a basic layer of core strength and endurance. If you are having to stand still for a really long time or be in the same position or do a movement repetitively, as you fatigue, your ability to keep this neutral position is going to degrade. So we need to have just some basic core endurance. And there's 3 really simple tests that you can do, and then there's many ways that you can progress it from there. But as a basic minimum, you want to be able to do a perfect side plank on each side for at least 90 seconds. You want to make sure that you can do a back extension hold, or what we call a Sorensen hold, for at least 2 minutes. And you want to make sure that you can do a front plank also for at least 90 seconds in a perfect position without sagging or dropping down. If you can do those 3 things, that means that you just have a basic level of competency when it comes to core endurance. If you can't do them, focus on that, work on it, build that up, If you can do that, now you may want to look at taking that to a more intermediate or advanced level. Let's talk about pain sensitivity first. What happens with your back when you constantly have recurring pain is that it actually becomes more sensitive to pain. So less and less significant things will cause it to hurt. It's a bit like if you've got a sore on your lip or you split your lip open or something like that. Any little thing that touches that now hurts way, way more than before, even though it's the exact same amount of pressure. Now, the more irritated it gets, the more sensitive it becomes, and the less and less it requires to be set off and cause you discomfort. Your back is the exact same thing. So what we need to do is make sure that we get you out of pain so your back can chill out and become less sensitive. In other words, your tolerance to the things that cause discomfort will increase by doing this. The only way we can do that is to figure out what your specific pain triggers are. So to see if you are extension intolerant or if overextension causes pain, what you want to do is get into sort of like a position where you're laying on the floor, and then just do sort of like a lazy push-up. So my hips are going to stay on the floor, but I'm just going to come up this way and bend my back into extension. If that causes pain or discomfort, then you have an issue in extension. Now, to test if you are flexion intolerant, then what we can do is something sort of like a child's pose. So you're going to get into this position here, round your back as much as you can, reach your hands out. And if you feel some discomfort in that position, you are more flexion intolerant. So figure out which one you are, and then try to avoid getting into those shapes or positions to begin with, so you can actually let your back chill the F out, and you can start feeling better. So if you find that extension exercises where you are going in this direction cause you pain and discomfort, you need to figure out ways to eliminate that from your day and how to stop putting yourself in those positions, whether that is exercises that you're doing, stretches, or just day-to-day activities. Now, if you find that it is flexion or forward bending activities that cause you pain, same thing, you need to figure out how to eliminate them from your day. So learning how to control your body and then strengthening that and getting better at it over time is all about skill practice and training. But the next thing is just about awareness throughout the day. So that is all about your day-to-day postures. And basically what you want to think about is, we have positive inputs into our body and negative inputs. The positive ones are the things that help us and are rejuvenating and take us out of pain, and the negative ones are the ones that reinforce bad positions and cause pain. Any of the repetitive movements or positions that you do during the day, whether that is exercise, whether that is a physical job like in construction, or whether it's just being a good old desk jockey and riding this chair all day, we want to do it in a better position that's not going to cause you pain. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you're not putting yourself into a common pain trigger. So if you are flexion intolerant, if that causes you discomfort, but you sit like this all day long, that's not a good idea, and we need to identify that and improve it. So the question becomes, how can we get organized into a better position in our day-to-day lives to minimize that negative input, so all the positive stuff that we're doing, getting stronger, maybe doing some stretching, working on our positions, actually makes a difference. Just try to sit in a better position, and I'm going to put a link below as well just to some basic ergonomic information about how to set up your desk and workspace, so you're not making just basic mistakes that are going to cause pain, because it's very easy to fix if that is your problem. So number 5 is seek help, and if what you're doing is not working, you've got to switch it up. It can take a really long time to come back from back pain, but the good news is that usually you can actually come back pretty well over time. You should, however, see sort of a constant trajectory or arc of progress. And if you're not seeing that, what you're doing is not working and you need to seek help. Find a qualified physiotherapist, chiropractor, osteopath, doctor, or trainer who you know and trust and who you can develop a plan with that leads to continued, maybe very gradual, but some progress over time. Now, having said that, finding a good therapist is not going to magically change everything. You need to expect that this could take a long time and that you're going to need to put in the work, right? You're only going to see that therapist maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. You're with your own body for every other hour of the day. So it's your responsibility to make sure that you have good movement practices, good posture, and all the other stuff that we talked about in the rest of the video, as well as doing whatever homework and exercises your therapist prescribes. But finding that right combination can work magically. If you've tried the basics and you've worked with some local therapists and you just haven't seen many results, I recommend checking out the therapy approach by the Postural Restoration Institute. Now, I'm not affiliated with them, although I have taken several of their courses, and I found that their approach helps a lot of people who have tricky situations, whose pelvis and spine are kind of twisted and have some more complex stuff going on than I've been able to cover in this video. So if that sounds like you, check them out. Now, one thing I want to leave you with that will really help, and I recommend this to every single person that I work with who has a little bit of back pain or a lot of back pain, is you need to educate yourself, which brings me to this book. It's called The Back Mechanic. It is by Dr. Stuart McGill, who is one of the most famous and well-respected back injury researchers in the world. And he's basically written this book. He has a lot of other books that are a lot more technical and hard to understand. This is written for just a regular layperson audience. So there's still some technical stuff in here, but he lays it out in a way that is very easy to understand and actually take action based upon that. He goes through all of the main injuries that people have on their backs, what you should be doing, what you should not be doing for all of those ones, and then some basic guidelines. I can't recommend this enough. I don't get any money from this, although I would take it, but it's just a really good resource to educate yourself, to take control over your own back pain and start taking the steps you need to resolve that. At least manage it the best that you can. I hope that helped and that you learned something valuable that you can use to actually help you get out of pain and stay that way in the long term. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you are newer to this channel and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe because you'll get all the fabulous updates of all my videos. All right, I'll see you next time.